Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Agnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nitinamine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we're going to start from verse 14, chapter 1. Okay. तदश्वेतेर्हयैर्युक्ते महती सन्दने स्थितौ माधवः पाण्डवश्चैव दिव्यौ शङ्खौ प्रदद्मतुः. On the other side, both Lord Krishna and Arjuna, stationed on a great chariot drawn by white horses, sounded their transcendental conch shells. In contrast with the conch shell blown by Bhishma Deva, the conch shells in the hands of Krishna and Arjuna are described as transcendental. The sounding of the transcendental conch shells indicated that there was no hope of victory for the other side because Krishna was on the side of the Pandavas. Jayastu Panduputranam Yesham Pakshe Janardanaha. Victory is always with persons like the sons of Pandu because Lord Krishna is associated with them. And whenever and wherever the Lord is present, the goddess of fortune is also there because the goddess of fortune never lives alone without her husband. Therefore, victory and fortune were awaiting Arjuna, as indicated by the transcendental sound produced by the conch shell of Vishnu or Lord Krishna. Besides that, the chariot on which both the friends were seated had been donated by Agni to Arjuna, and this indicated that this chariot was capable of conquering all sides wherever it was drawn over the three worlds. Actually, beautiful purport. This is so. This is the highlight, right? Jastu Panduputranam Yesham Pakshe Janardana. Victory is always with persons like the sons of Pandu because Lord Krishna is associated with them. So what is the important part in this statement? Anybody can say?
Krishna is there on their side.
Okay, Krishna is there on their side. Now there's another important part.
If a devotee, if Krishna is with Krishna, always favor the devotees basically. Yeah.
So the most important part here is these words, like the sons of Pandu. Okay, persons like the sons of Pandu. Okay, Krishna will be with whom? Will be with whom? With those people who are like the sons of Pandu. So our goal has to become like Pandavas. So which means that we should become very exalted devotees because then Lord Krishna will associate with such devotees. These things, these kind of statements in Prabhupada's purport, this is what I call Prabhupada gem. Right? I mean, this should drive us to crazily go behind bhakti. Because they should motivate us. Oh wow, Krishna will be associated with us. What do I need to do? What do I need to do? I should be like Pandavas. Right? Of course, we cannot be like Pandavas, but we should follow in their footsteps. And we are not. And what is victory here? What is victory? How do we understand victory?
Here it is, I think, basically overall.
Rohit Prabhu, you will have to wear your headphone because I'm recording these sessions. So please wear your headphone so that we don't go in and out. Okay, so here victory basically means that our success in spiritual life. Okay, this is not referring to any kind of material success. Of course, Prabhupada elsewhere writes that one who is seriously engaged in spiritual life, his material life is also taken care. Yeah, right? Because ananyas chintayantoma yejana paripasate tesham nityaviyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyam. Krishna takes care of the devotee's material life. He takes care of whatever is required for the devotee to achieve final victory. And final victory is achieving Krishna. So this is so beautiful that we should get inspired by these kind of statements. Now the other thing here is technical, just saying that the chariot on which both friends were seated had been donated by Agni, and since Agni is capable of conquering all sides, which means that he can go in any direction, the chariot also was similarly capable of riding anywhere, right? Capable of conquering all sides wherever it was drawn over the three worlds, because it is only within the three worlds. Agni is limited to the three worlds, material world, and it was capable of going anywhere. Is that okay? Any questions?
Prabhuji, any significance of white horses?
No, not that I'm aware of. Possibly somebody who has read Mahabharata would have an idea, I think.
Okay.
But these are Krishna's horses. Actually, these are not Krishna's horses. These are Agni's horses, because Krishna's horses are four different colors.
Okay.
Yeah, because that we will know in when Krishna takes Arjuna to see Mahavishnu. Then he rides in his with his horses, I think, if I'm not wrong. Yes, Anuprabhu?
Yes, Pradeep. Pradeep, like I'm not sure if this is an important question. So, like, when Krishna is on the side of the devotees, so the victory, as you said, spiritually we are victorious. What is the significance of this Agni chariot and all? Like, Krishna gives such resources to the devotees, or?
Yeah, because we have to understand one thing. Yes, that is correct, right? So when whatever needs to be accomplished in this material world, Krishna will make arrangements. Subsequent one of the verses, Prabhupada writes that auspicious conditions are arranged by the Lord. So the Lord takes care of whatever is required for that particular situation to be handled, right, in the way that he wants it to be handled. So he will make the required arrangements. Right, because when he comes to this material world, generally he sticks to the rules and regulations of this world, right, except for his own pastimes, where he lifted Govardhan and killed Putana, etc. But otherwise, after he came to Mathura, Dwarka, mostly he followed dharma. He followed dharma, right? So that also he says in Bhagavad Gita, saying that if I don't follow dharma, then the whole world will follow me, and I will be the cause for ruination. So he generally follows rules and regulations, and according to that, whatever is required to be done, he does. I mean, he can simply, as time is anyway, killed all of them, right? So, but he wants to glorify Arjuna also. So he wants Arjuna to fight. See, Krishna, one of the 64 qualities of Krishna, he accomplishes multiple things in one shot. So it's very difficult when we start thinking about why Krishna has done something. Suddenly, you'll start realizing that there are so many reasons why Krishna did a particular thing. So here he wanted to glorify his devotee.
Actually, Arjuna got the chariot because of Krishna only, from Agni.
That was during that
Agni
Mayadana.
Khandava forest story. Because
Yeah.
Agni came and begged, saying, "I'm very hungry," and he took shelter in Krishna, and then Krishna told Arjuna that you should let Agni devour this forest. So that story is there.
Yeah. Everybody is aware of that story?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he went to that Khandava Prastha, and I think this demon May was there, right? He actually
Before that, actually, what happens was that there is a fire sacrifice that is done. And in that fire sacrifice, there is more ghee offered than required, right? Normally there are all specifications of how much ghee has to be offered, etc. So this sacrifice, more ghee is offered. So Agni has to take all this ghee. So he takes all this ghee and he's now indigestion, too much of ghee. So then he goes to Brahma and he says, Brahma, please help me. So Brahma says, okay, you go to Khandava forest. Khandava forest has all the herbs that is required to cure your situation. You go and devour Khandava. But every time he goes to devour Khandava, because in Khandava forest there is Takshaka, who's snake friend of Indra. So Indra keeps pouring torrential rains, and he just prevents that forest from getting burnt. So Agni is in distress. He has to consume that forest, otherwise his situation is not going to improve. So then once Krishna and Arjuna go there, of course it is Krishna's will, and they go there, and Agni comes in the form of a Brahmana, and he comes to both of them and he begs. So then they say that, okay, I mean, you're a Brahmana, whatever you want, we will do for you. So then Agni shows up his real form, and then he says, okay, I need to devour, but Indra is preventing this from happening. So in that point of time, actually, Arjuna doesn't have any weapons. He doesn't have a chariot. He has nothing to do anything. Right. So then Agni actually donates this chariot, and he also gives him his Gandiva.
Yeah.
Right. And with that, Arjuna creates like a layer with using arrows, such that not even a drop of water was able to come through that into the forest. So Agni started devouring, Indra started pouring rain, but nothing happened. Agni devoured the forest. Now at that point of time, Mayadanava was also there in that forest, and he begged shelter of Krishna, and then he gets the mercy, and then he builds that this one. What is that? That house of
Maya Sabha.
Sabha. So which is all with magical stuff which Duryodhana falls into later. So yeah. Okay, but yeah, like the background history apart, most important thing is that we have to take shelter of Krishna like his dear devotees. So we have to be serious about bhakti, because we cannot achieve these positions just like that, right? If we are being casual in our bhakti, we can't achieve these positions. And unfortunately for us, when Prabhupada was there was talk about surrender. How many devotees here know the verse of Sharanagati? And this used to be like a mantra. Basically, it used to be there on everybody's tongue, what Sharanagati means, because everybody, every moment were living like that. Initially, even Grihasthas were living in temple as ashram, right? Because they completely gave up everything. That is why if you see Prabhupada's purports, you don't see anything like Karma Yoga. I mean, yeah, Karma Yoga is Bhakti Yoga only for Prabhupada. Prabhupada doesn't talk about karma as like going outside, working, earning money. This all happened later, congregational preaching, etc. Right? So the whole focus was to completely surrender. So we should develop this mood of complete surrender to Krishna. Okay, that's
I
for
have one question.
Yeah.
So this is not related to this purport, but it's a hypothetical question regarding our position in life, and it can happen, right? So here it is written that victory is always with persons like sons of Pandu, because Lord Krishna is associated with them. There can also be some situations where both the parties are such that Lord Krishna might be associating with them. So let's say a devotee stands against a devotee, right?
Bhishma
So
and Arjuna.
yeah. So in that situation, should we not fight with that party thinking that Krishna is also associating with them? So maybe there is some fault within us, that's how we are fighting, or will the relativity of dharma, who is more appropriate, will prevail at the end of that battle or that engagement, right? In case it happens with our life or somebody else.
Okay, so when it comes to devotees, there's no question of dharma. Okay, it is Krishna will take care of both the devotees to the extent of their surrender, and whatever is appropriate for each of them in the exchange. Um, generally, it's a very rare situation, but if suppose we are engaged in some situation where we are going against some other devotee, etc., we should then obviously look at what is our standing in bhakti, what is the standing of the other devotee in bhakti. Krishna will not make one person win or lose in that way. Krishna will make both devotees win by making sure that both of them will progress to him. How he will do, what he will do, that he knows, right? But there is no consideration of dharma, etc., especially if we are following bhakti in this time and age, because anyway it's all mostly vikarma all the time, right? Yeah, so Krishna will, similarly to Bhishma and Arjuna, what did he do? They had to come because of they were following dharma, they came against each other. But Krishna satisfied both.
Yeah.
Right. So Krishna will take care. Krishna is like super expert. That is why I was saying, that 64 qualities says like nobody can think as cleverly as Krishna does. Right. He can adjust all situations to just suit his requirements, right? What he wants to achieve. Icha Shakti, everything happens.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we'll move forward. Verse 15.